All right, so we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on when and where you're logging into this video or this Zoom from. And welcome to this Eclipcity Global presentation and workshop. We are going to talk about the hottest smart contract on the market. It's been rolling now for a little bit more than 2 weeks, and we have already 100,000 members in this community. It has been skyrocketing, and we are going to talk about what has made this contract achieve this and what is the secret behind it. This is by far the most sustainable smart contract you will ever come across. Now, let me just share the screen and we're going to jump straight into the presentation itself. And we are good to go. Now we're looking at Eclipcity Global, and we want to introduce the world's first decentralized community support fund, which has been designed by the people for the people. It is one of the multiple decentralized projects that forms the Eclipcity ecosystem. And we will touch base on that a little bit later. But now we're going to focus on Eclipcity Global. And Eclipcity Global uses smart contracts. There's no mediators, intermediaries, owners, company, CEO, no human interaction whatsoever. So a smart contract is immutable. It's tamper-proof, it's fair, it's just, it's fully transparent. They cannot be altered, they cannot be stopped, they cannot be controlled by anyone. It will only act strictly according to its protocol. That is what a smart contract does. Now, you can be a part of this amazing community and receive up to 310% through Eclipcity Global. By depositing Tron to the Eclipcity Global Community Fund, you will activate the contract code, the protocol itself, and 24 hours after your deposit, you will receive up to 1% daily return. Now, you will continue to receive that 1% every 24 hours until you receive 310% of your deposit. So this is the world's first hybrid smart contract. Now, the maximum sustainability with this unique hybrid smart contract is achieved by the combination of various revenue streams from the Eclipcity ecosystem and the Eclipcity global community efforts worldwide. Now, let's have a look at this. We all receive 310%. We receive up to 1% daily. Everyone does. Passive or active, it is a residual income that every single member receives. Now, we also receive something called matching commission based upon our participation in building this community. Now, the matching commission percentage and levels will be reduced according to the input versus output ratio. This is what this smart contract can do. The contract will detect and signal when the output ratio needs to be adjusted according to achieve maximal or optimal sustainability. Now, when this signal is detected, it will allow the contract to adjust levels and matching percentage accordingly. Now, if the contract detects that the output is still higher than the input, the daily return will also be adjusted accordingly until the input then is back higher than the output. Now, this, when we talk about a hybrid smart contract and we talk about reducing or adjusting to the input versus output ratio, we need to understand that everything here is designed for the community to benefit for decades, to find the level of sustainability of what this community together with the Eclipcity ecosystem can sustain. So the contract will detect and signal if there is when the level of input and output is being leveled, so to say. And that will give us the opportunity to adjust accordingly to what's needed. So this will actually be an never-ending contract because it will have input from multiple revenue streams, including the growth of the community. Now, when it comes to withdrawal, it's important to know that each withdrawal fee will deduct a 10% fee from, it says from the matching commission, but this is actually wrong. It is from all commission that you have received. Now, this withdrawal fee is coded right now to the Tron chain insurance income. I'm sorry there why this is actually saying differently. It should have been different there. Now, there is a withdrawal fee, and each withdrawal fee will deduct 10% from any income that you have received. That 10% is directed towards the Tron chain insurance contract. When the Tron chain insurance contract is completed, that 10% will be diverted back to the Eclipcity Global Fund. It is a community give back to everyone that has been participating in building what we already have. Now let us move to the next. Now you can simply redeposit and continue to receive. As we know, 310% is what we can receive. And when that 310% has been received, the system will stop paying no matter what. The contract is coded so that when 310% has been accumulated and reached, all income stops and becomes deactivated until you make a new deposit. Only then will the commission continue to run. Now, the 310% is received in 4 different ways. You have up to 1% daily return on your deposit. You have 10% direct referral commission for sharing and growing the community and its fund. You have matching commission on your partner's daily return and a weekly top 10 sponsor pool. Let's go through them in detail. Now, the first one, up to 1% daily return, is received as your daily return, and the system algorithm will send this out every single day until the maximum income limit of 310% is received. So for example, say that you support the fund by depositing 1,000 Tron, you will now receive 3,100 Tron back in total. Every 24 hours, you will receive up to 10 Tron daily until you have received the maximum 310% of the initial deposit. Now, potential commissions through any of the other 3 ways will count towards the 310 limit. Now, the 10% direct commission is awarded to any sponsor when a direct partner makes a deposit. This goes for the first deposit and any future redeposit that they might do when they complete a cycle. So for example, let's say that your the partner deposits 10,000 Tron, you will receive 1,000 Tron as your direct commission. There are no limits to the number of direct partners. Now, this is a uni-level system, so you are supposed to build wide. The more people you have on your direct line, the more people you introduce to Eclipcity Global, the more income you will receive yourself because of the 10% direct commission. And not only that, we also have something called matching commission. And the matching commission is awarded every time a downline partner withdraws their daily return. Now, what's important to know before we go into this is that both levels and percentages, as we spoke of earlier, will be reduced when the contract recognizes that the output versus input ratio is higher and could affect the overall sustainability of the fund. So what are we looking at today? We are looking at 30% matching on all our direct partners. That means every single person that you introduce to Eclipcity Global, you'll receive a 30% match of their 1% daily return. That means if they deposit 100,000 and they receive 1,000 Tron daily, when they make a withdrawal of that 1,000, you receive 300. Now, on all partners on level 2, you receive a 10% match whenever anyone makes a withdrawal. On all partners on level 3, you have an 8% match. On all partners on level 4, you have a 7% match. On all partners on level 5, you have a 6% match. And all partners on level 6, you have a 5% match. All partners on level 7, you have a 4% match. Partners on level 8, a 3% match. And finally, all partners on level 9, you have a 2% match. This means that every single time anyone in your team, in your downline partner team, makes a withdrawal of their daily 1% that they have accumulated, you receive a matching bonus according to these numbers. That is leveraging on a high level and how you can build yourself a substantial daily residual income. But as said, it's important to note that both levels and percentages will be reduced when the contract recognizes that the output versus input ratio is higher and could affect the overall sustainability of the fund. Now, as you might notice, we used to have 12 levels. Now we have 3. This is because the signal the contract has detected and signaled to us that the output versus input ratio was starting to leveling, meaning that we were having, let's say, 25 million going out and 25 million going out, or 25 million going out and 30 million going in. So it was starting to leveling. That means that it signaled to us and it opened up and allowed to alter. That means we removed level 10, 11, and 12, and we reduced the matching commission accordingly to what you see now. This is done for the overall sustainability, and this shows that this is how this fund will always remain. Everyone will always continue to receive their daily 1%. The main goal and agenda here is to build a global community support fund where everyone can receive equal. We are building this from scratch as a community, and those who are with us to build this community fund, they are receiving plenty through these matching commissions. But as we grow and as the input versus output is being needs to be adjusted, it will do so. So this is what we're looking at right now. We have 9 levels of generation matching, which is just incredible. Now, continuing to the next slide, this should have been looking a little bit better. It was a little bit rushed presentation here with the new one. Now, this actually just go through the matching level, income, and rank requirements, and I don't think we need to do that right now. It is all about accumulating directs and volume. So for example, to unlock level 1, you need to have 3 directs and a total of 5,000 Tron in your team volume. That does not include personal contribution. To open up level 2 of matching, you need 5 directs with 25,000. Now we're going to go through this slide tomorrow on a new presentation where we have actually adjusted this. This was more presentation that we wanted to do because of the new settings. Now let's go through the weekly top 10 sponsor pool before we move on. Of course, we have 1% of all deposits to Eclipcity Global is added to the weekly top sponsor pool. 10% of this pool is awarded to the top 10 sponsors of Tron volume every week, while the remaining 90% is rolled over into the next week's pool to continue to increase the reward to the next top sponsors every week ahead. So the 10% will be allocated 25, 15, 10, 8, 8, 8, 8, 6, 6, 6, 6. Moving on to the next, the minimum and the maximum deposit limits. This is also in order to increase and maximize the sustainability. Now, the minimum you can deposit when you enter Eclipcity Global is 500. And in order to advance from level 1 to 2 in deposit amounts, you actually need to make the full amount or full deposit amount of 100,000 in order to go into level 2. You can start out with 500, with 5,000, with 50,000. Now you can deposit the same amount as many times as you wish or more. But in order to deposit more than 100,000, you need to make a full deposit of 100,000. That will bring you into level 2, and you can now deposit between 101 and 300. Now, to go into level 3, you need to have a full 300,000 deposit. That moves you into level 3, and you can now deposit between 301 up to 700. After depositing 700, you move into level 4, which is between 701 up to 1 million. And the reason for these limits and the reason for these levels is to allow the community the time to grow, the time to increase, to maintain and sustain that what we are building. The number one reason that all these other contracts has failed is because they don't allow time. This is what we do. The Eclipcity Global gives both time and rewards for being in this community. Now, revenue streams, looking at that and what is fueling this contract together with the community. This is what we want to look at because, as said, this is the world's first hybrid contract that is driven by both the community and multiple revenue streams from the Eclipcity ecosystem. Now, if we're looking at far left, we also, of course, see new supporters and we see redeposits. That is the community coming in. That is the community growing, sharing, thriving together. Of course, we have then the Eclipcity debit card coming up. This is almost ready to be shipped to close to 1,000 members that has already purchased this card. This Eclipcity debit card will generate revenue towards the Eclipcity ecosystem that will be added to the Eclipcity Global Fund. Now we're launching online games. We already have Aiden's Fall up and running, and within, I believe, 2 weeks, we are launching Cyberfight, and briefly after that, Monsos Marble, 2 mobile online games that you can play with TRX and you and me that will go viral in less than a week. I can guarantee you that. Highly addictive games, highly fun games, and that is also generating a revenue streams which will help fuel the Global Fund. Global FinTech services, from the Eclipcity dev team offered to businesses and entrepreneurs worldwide together with the Eclipcity technology. We also have Eclipcity DeFi. We have the Uniswap DEX exchange, which is the leading DEX on a Tron network. And we have two yield farming programs, UME and EFT, all of it generating an income and revenue to the Eclipcity ecosystem, fueling the global fund. Everything we do is built, designed for the community, by the community. And everything we do fuels the community fund. So the ultimate goal here, as said, is to find the level, the maximum or optimal level of sustainability from what the Eclipcity ecosystem can do and what the Eclipcity global community can do. We're working together to fuel this fund for decades to come. Now, the Eclipcity debit card is in collaboration with Ulala. As we all know, we recently launched our very own debit card. We are going through the onboarding process. Everybody who has questions about this, let me answer them. We are close to be able to ship them. We need to reach 1,000 cards ordered or ordered and prepaid for the bank to ship them. And once that happens, you will all be owning or having your own Eclipcity debit card with instant crypto liquidation from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Tron directly to Fiat. And you can use that debit card worldwide with at over more than 51 million locations as a Visa card. This is going to put Eclipcity on the map, that is for sure. Now, let's just have a look at the current and the future projects we also have, because Eclipcity is developing the most advanced fintech and DeFi ecosystem in the world. Now, in white, we can see we already have, and we are already running Eclipcity Global. That we all know. More than 105,000 community participants in less than 3 weeks. More than 1.2 billion Tron deposited and contributed to the global fund. We have Uniswap, the leading DEX on the Tron network. UME and EFT finance and farming. The Eclipcity debit card soon to be live for all, and the Eclipcity games as well. Now, what is to come in the first quarter in 2021? Well, if you have been following in the groups, you all know about the Eclipcity wallet. We are right now developing and about to launch our own, very own, decentralized Eclipcity wallet. Fully decentralized, 15 keywords. You can import any wallet into it. You can use those 15 keywords and import it into any other wallet as you wish as well. The unique with the Eclipcity wallet is that you have an instant swap function. That is, of course, Uniswap integrated to the wallet itself. We have a dapps section with the entire ecosystem featured. Eclipcity Global, UME, Uniswap, everything we have will be existing in this wallet, and it will be available for everyone to download at iOS and Play Store. There is no requirements to use it. It is just like Clever Wallet. It is just like Tronlink. It is just a better, improved version, and it's our version. This is tying up the whole ecosystem into a nice little bundle where anyone using this wallet will be discovering our ecosystem, as well as integrating with any other dApp and smart contract as they wish as well. Now, we also have Eclipcity Technology coming up. This is a technology hub where businesses and entrepreneurs can, well, where they can actually get software, technology, blockchain, smart contracts, and anything that they want, need, or wish to have for their company or their project by the Eclipcity dev team. We are now offering blockchain and software technology to businesses and entrepreneurs worldwide and tapping into a percentage of revenue from each of these projects. Again, fueling the Eclipcity ecosystem and the global fund. Now, to launch in quarter two, we're having Eclipcity Academy and Eclipcity Marketing. We're going to touch more base on that a little bit later. Quarter three, we're looking at the Eclipcity Market, and to launch quarter four, we have Eclipcity Trading. So guys, as you can see, this is not your ordinary smart contract. This is not your ordinary dev team, your ordinary project. We are creating an entire ecosystem, tapping into multiple billion-dollar industries, generating revenue from each and every one of you, tapping into an unlimited audience, opening that up for the entire ecosystem to thrive, to generate revenue, to fuel the global support fund of Eclipcity. That is the ultimate goal. Now, we have an insurance contract as well, my friends, that is protecting members' original deposit. It is providing peace of mind. It is nothing that is needed, but it is providing peace of mind. Now, 1% of every single deposit that comes into Eclipcity Global is set aside in a separate insurance contract, which is coded to all wallets in this community that has not yet received 100%. Now, if anything ever were to happen, and the Eclipcity Global Fund went to zero, which is practically impossible with the new contract settings where we can adjust the matching percentage, well, you're secured. That insurance contract is coded to you that has not received 100% of your original deposit, and you can claim that so no one goes in a loss. That is protecting members' original deposit and providing peace of mind to the entire community, no matter what time that they enter. Now, so guys, enjoy the benefits of this community and enjoy them together, because that is what it's all about. There is nothing more powerful than a correlated community sharing the same vision. And I believe that this entire community is sharing the same vision about being able to create a fully decentralized community support fund, backed and fueled by an entire ecosystem of multiple services within DeFi, online gaming, online banking, crypto debit card, and much more that generate revenue and profit to support this global fund again, supporting millions and millions of people for decades to come. It is that simple as 1, 2, 3. You just need to deposit Tron to the Eclipcity Global Fund. You activate the contract code and you start to receive up to 1% every 24 hours. You receive that until 310% has been received. If that is 100% passive by 1% a day, or if that is in 1 or 2 hours because you're building the community, that is completely up to you. Everyone does the way that they want to. If they would like to market this, if they would like to build a residual income, a substantial income with Eclipcity Global, they can do so. If you want to sit down, relax, and enjoy that 1%, up to 1%, and just enjoy that, you can do so as well. Eclipcity Global combines the two most powerful things, and that is the passive supporter together with the active promoter. You cannot limit an audience when you're trying to build a global community. And I can assure you that we are not limiting anyone. So Eclipcity Global, receive daily income, be an early adopter, join our dynamic community project. You can start with as little as 500 Tron. Get back with the person who introduced you to Eclipcity Global, get the link and join today, my friends. There is nothing to lose, only to gain. Welcome to Eclipcity Global. All right, with that, we're going to stop the share and go off, and we are going to have a quick Q&A. Let us jump into that, and let's see what we have. So in the question Q&A box, we have, let me see here. Hey, Andreas, thank you so much for the upcoming Eclipcity presentation. My pleasure. Happy to have you guys on. Let me see here. No more star 10. Well, no, the top now is now star 9. That would be the top rank. So as I said, the 3 final levels, level 10, 11, 12, has been removed because the contract was signaling that the output is now about to surpass the input at the current moment that we are, meaning that the matching bonuses that go out is a little bit too high. So it allowed us now to adjust. So we removed the last 3 levels, meaning we have level 1 to 9, and the matching or the percentage remained the same on level 1 and 2, and then it went from 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 532 on the remaining 6 levels. Now this will now decrease the amount of matching bonuses going out, while it remains the 1% to the entire global community. Now, the matching commission on those 3 levels should actually not affect too many, because as we have said, and as we always recommend, we are building wide, we're not building deep. So if you're building, now let's just go ahead a little bit. You know, there's only star 9 now, but 1 year ahead, 2 years ahead, there might only be star 2, 2 levels. That means your first level and your second level that you're receiving matching generation on. Because the whole idea here is to find a level of sustainability where this community together with Eclipcity ecosystem and what that can maintain, sustain. And if that is 1% a day with 2 levels of matching, 10%, 5%, or 20%, 10%, or what so, then that be it. If it's 1% with 6 levels of matching with 20, 10, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, then that be it. The idea and the thing here is that this contract allows us to adjust. It signals, it detects and signals and allows us to adjust accordingly. Now, if this balance now, as we as we suspect it to do, will grow tremendously back up, well, we might be able, the signal will recognize this and it will open up so we can actually add a level again. Then we have star 10. We might be able to add 2, so we have star 11. But what we need to realize is that this contract is allowing us to create a global community fund that will remain, that will be here, that will be allowing to support the millions and millions of people that we know it can. So that is right. 9 levels. The matching is a little bit different. You saw that. The PDF will come out in all the groups. As the fund grows, it might increase back up again. You know, we might get more levels. If the signal detects and saying that it's okay, it looks good, you can do so, then we do so. All right, next one. Is it possible to integrate the affiliate system with the wallet when we share this wallet? It will connect to your affiliate link for games and smart contracts. I do believe it is possible. I'm not 100% sure. Let me check that with my developers while we're now doing the wallet. We are very, very close to launching it. But I do absolutely believe that we will be able to have some sort of recognition for that. From John Elliott, so level 2 has been increased to 25,000 Tron. Well, no, then if it was 20,000, it still is 20,000. None of the volumes has been affected. It was actually just because I couldn't really see the numbers that was on. So I said 25,000. But level 2 is still 20,000. So there's no difference in the team volume that you need to accumulate to reach those 9 levels. The only difference is that you're now having 9 levels. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading in. When can you send out the new PDF? The new PDF will be sent out into the groups right after this. We are going to going into all groups, deleting all the other PDFs and sending this one out. Could those levels come back? Yes, they could. As I just explained, you know, for now, let's bring up the fund. Let's go deep into this. Let me see here. Share the screen. Let me see if I can just bring up. All right, I'm not logged in. All right, so let's say that the fund is right now at let's say 800. Now, the contract has signaled because the amount of input, the TRX input is closing in on the output. That means right now we have more input than we have output, but the contract has signaled that, you know, the output is starting to close in on what's coming in. So we are now reducing that output and the gap is becoming bigger. Now, as the contract will be more or less fueled much faster and the balance itself will increase faster, when it increases a certain amount, the contract will signal, because when the contract now sees that, all right, the output is 20 and the input is 60, well, we can add another level. So it will then say, it will be detecting that, it will signal that, and we will be able to open up levels again. So yes, those levels 10, 11, 12 can come back. everything will be according to the balance and the input output ratio. Remember that we had 100,000 members joining in the first 2 weeks. 100,000 members, more than 1 billion Tron in 2 weeks. Now we also need to remember that this needs to be sustained. Now we, of course, those 2 weeks, 100,000 members, that is massive. That's 8,000 members a day. That won't be sustained all along entirely. Now we're looking at approximately 4,000 members, and that is the average where it should be at this point. But we had such a huge community coming in from the start, so it just boosted up the fund massively, and it also boosted the amount of Tron that is going out. So that is why right now it has been decreased with 3 levels. Now I believe, I know that we will see this fund shoot back up very, very quickly, because we are growing with an unprecedented rate. There's nothing that is looking harmful or anything for this contract. And when it has increased, let's say, I do believe that when it has increased above somewhere above 920 or 940 or something, we can actually, or the signal will give us that detection, and then we can actually add a level. We can put back level 10, and then we can see how is the input versus output ratio on this. And then if it continues to go well, it will signal us again, and we can add level 11. And maybe that's where we are right now. And then as we move forward, if it happens that the output starts to leveling up with the input again, then the same thing will happen again. The contract will detect it, it will signal to us, and we will be adjusting according to what's needed. If it grows back up, we adjust it back up. So yes, all possibilities is to get those levels back. This contract is really cool that it adjusts and adapts to the needs of the community. This will last for decades to come. Absolutely 100%. This is why it has been designed. This is what we were missing with Tron Chain. Now, let's just put the cards out there. This is what we were missing with Tron Chain. The ability to actually have a regulated output or adjusted output according to the need. And now, as we know, we're not only the community, we're actually having additional revenue added to this fund as well. And that revenue will grow tremendously during 2021, and even further so 2022, 2025, and going further there. And all of that revenue will be contributed towards the global fund, making sure that this is a never-ending support fund. To everybody who is, I'm all in for this change. I love the new settings. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. The support and the dedication towards our community is just beyond anything. I want to thank each and every one of you for that. And the level of understanding of what we are trying to do is just so high. We want to see that, this is what we want to see, and this is what we're seeing. And this is what makes us such a huge success. There's someone that's saying here, I want to take Eclipcity on as a career. What is your opinion on this? There are multiple people that has already done that. I never recommend anyone to quit anything to take on a career unless you can already substitute what you were receiving on your work with what you're now receiving in your income, and preferably ×2 as well. Now, as Eclipcity grows, as Eclipcity technology and Eclipcity Academy is being released, there will be career options within Eclipcity ecosystem, because we will be offering software, blockchain technology, smart contracts to businesses and entrepreneurs worldwide. If you have a lot of connections, let's say a company that deals with gold and silver, and they want to do a project and they want to put their gold and silver onto NFTs or a smart contract or something like that, and you bring that company and corporate towards us and we provide them with that technology, we will also receive a percentage revenue from that project and what that is creating, and you will be receiving a percentage of that as well. So as we now move forward into 2021, there will be possibilities of actually taking on Eclipcity as a career, working as a brand ambassador, bringing in clients as both businesses and entrepreneurs that are looking for blockchain technology that we will create and give them, and then you will earn a percentage of that as long as this project is moving forward and going on. So yes, absolutely, that is possible. This is a perfect example of the genius of this contract, designed to allow the contract to live and breathe with the flow of the community. In turn, making this a safe and sustainable project for decades. Thank you so much, Ivy. That is a great comment. Love it. It's so nice to see the level of understanding here and what we are trying to do. This all makes sense and it's explained well. No more surprises, please. My team doesn't like surprises, but they respect legitimate changes that help the project long term. Absolutely, Gary. Thank you so much. And absolutely, when we got the detection or the signal from the contract, we went in, we did it, and I was going to do this soon tomorrow. But then some of the leaders around the world were noticing that they were actually receiving a little bit less and such. So we went on and we had this short, quick one. So absolutely no more surprises. When next time the contract is signaling, we will be doing a Zoom up front before and saying that we are in this stage, and we will now take measures accordingly to that. And to finishing off there, so the key here is to build your directs, and that is spot on. That is your key. That is what this is, a unit level. It's not a matrix. It's not a binary. It's not a single line. It's a unit level. It's building wide. It's about introducing as many people to this community. The more people you introduce, the more people you receive a 30% match on. And the more people you secure, that you will continue to receive a match as levels decrease if this is needed. You don't want to, I've seen screenshots already from people stacking in this community. I saw a screenshot of a network were 6 lines. I saw 6 lines that had, I don't know what it was. I think it was 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15 to get, I don't know what it was, 7 levels or something. And then everyone building underneath or getting 9 levels or something like that. And, that kind of stacking is not what's sustainable for this contract. And that will backfire. It will backfire on every single one that is trying to build to, what can we say? I don't want to have this coming out as a wrong way, but to exploit the contract, to exploit the structure and what we're doing, because that was what was happening in Tron chain, and that is what we are preventing for happening in Eclipcity Global. Build your front line, my friends. That is the key, and help your front line to build their front line. You want to focus on your level 1 and 2. The bigger your level 1 is, the bigger your level 2 becomes. And the bigger your level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9 becomes as well, as long as we have them. Take advantage and maximize this build, because what we're doing together is that we're building the world's first decentralized, sustainable community support fund. We are heavily rewarding the builders that are helping us to grow this community throughout the entire building period. When we reach that max momentum, the momentum 22 of sustainability level, when then you still have your level 1 and maybe even so level 2. You won't have the 9 or the 12 levels, but you have been rewarded with tons and tons of Tron for what you have done and what you have done to build this community with us. And you will continue to receive tons of Trons as long as you have continued to build your daily 1% and helped your directs to build their daily 1%. Imagine if you have 50 people on your front line with 1 million deposited, earning 1,000 Tron a day. That's 50,000 Tron a day and 30% matching for you. So we want to build wide. We want to build our front line, and we want to help our front line to build their front line. If we focus on level 1 and 2, all the other levels will be built automatically. Let me see here. Rather than adding a level, could you adjust the percentage starting at the bottom level? I actually like less levels, as most will never reach that. It is all about the majority to making money. Not really sure. We are able to adjust the levels and the matching when the signal detects and allows us to. But we are, if the contrast signals that we can have one level and that won't affect one level added, and it won't affect the output input ratio too much, then we will actually do so. And we will also increase the percentage. Maybe we'll increase it with 1% on the top 4 levels or something like that. We are, when we're given the opportunity, when the contract detects and signals to us and opens up so that we can actually adjust these levels, we are adjusting accordingly to all analytics and everything that we have seen to maximize it, to make it optimal. And from there on, we will see how it grows and how it moves. All right, let's see here. The last one, Eclipcity debit card site keeps booting you out when you log on and does this about 10 plus times until it decides to keep you logged on. Is there a fix for this? Yes, Lindsay, we have actually sent in a full Excel sheet with emails and as well as countries that are having these issues where they're actually being logged out. They are rebooting a few of their security servers because about 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago there was a heavy attack on more or less all of the major financial institutions that are providing money providers and such. And unfortunately, Ulala was one of them. So the DDoS protection kept everything off, and everything is safe and so sure. But that is also why it took a little bit longer, and why some of you are experiencing issues by being booted out or getting an error. But all of this should be fixed by this week or early next week. All right, so I believe that was the question that we can see in the Q&A. Let's just see if we have anything in the chat box. I don't think we have that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on, everyone. It was a short and sweet. No, short and sweet. It wasn't. It was 45 minutes. But it was a good presentation and a lot of good information. I hope that everyone here understands now what this contract can do, how long this contract will last. This contract is not your ordinary one. The devs behind this contract is not your ordinary one. I'm not saying that I'm special, but the devs, my partners, there is not, I don't think there's not a lot of people out there or a lot of dev teams that can match up with them. That there's a reason why they have been awarded the top blockchain company in 2019. There's a reason why they have multiple partners all over the world, and there's a reason why they are legitimate auditors for other developers and their smart contracts. So, what we're doing all together, we all share that same vision of creating a decentralized financial ecosystem that can fuel and support a global community fund, because it's all here. The technology is here, the services is here, the ways to generate the revenue and income is there. All we have to do is build it the right way. And that is what we're doing right now. So guys, thank you so much. We are going to drop off right now. We're going to do another Zoom tomorrow, the exact same thing, but with the with the presentation fixed, not rushed as it was today. This will not be uploaded because of the small errors in the text in the presentation, but make sure that you share this information with everyone. I'll make a short video. Maybe I'll upload it anyway. I'll see if I can just cut out this last part or something like this. But now I'm just starting to ramble. But anyway, let's get it on. Let's get it out. Zoom tomorrow at 4 p.m. CET. Same link as we were doing now. You can start sharing that with everyone if you want to. I'm going to post it out into the groups as well. Everyone, Thank you so much. Have a great night, have a great evening, or a great day. And if there's any questions, let's get them back into the group. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.